Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Team Fortress TV for the second map here in the ETF2L Season 16 playoffs for the Premiership. As we have both the Last Resort and Fenneks eSports trying to make their way in towards that Premiership slot. There's only one spot is up for grabs. And really, I'm hoping that all the connections and all the lag and all that stuff has been disappearing as we just went back live now. John, together with Mr. Andy Bones from Bone Jar Productions, we've been working and just throwing out some ideas, getting some stuff done, and it should all be back and good, guys. We do apologize for all the issues that we had on map number 1, but for the remainder of the game, which could be going for the next hour and a half still, we're going to be lagless, hopefully. And I'm very much so hoping that is going to be the way it is. James, again, looking at those logs, looking at that first map, it was one of the most passive games we've seen in a long time. It shows how much at stake here.
Yeah, these teams clearly care a lot. I thought the play was much cleaner from TLR. One thing in particular I noticed about Fenix was that their combo was quite poorly coordinated. A lot of the time Kratos was left behind or not involved. I think Ski should just ignore Kalari and let Kratos lead, because he's shown that he can't put out the same amount of damage as Heist, even though it wasn't that much on that very passive map. I want to see Kratos lead and make plays, do damage. I want to see him live up to my hype pledge.
Well, technically, like, I gave him a little bit of slack, I'm not going to lie. Like, the first 15 minutes or something, his team was leading, and then when he started doing damage, his team started losing. They actually lost that map when he was top damage with 7k. It's been a long time since I saw 7k being the top damage in any game ever. It's been a very long time, but I guess that's just what happens again when the stakes are this high. It's been a complaint that a lot of Americans had over at when the ESEA LAN was happening, and I was covering that. It was 2 in the morning, and Mix-Up and HRG were going at it, and it was after 45 minutes of Gullywash, it was still 0-0. Because they just played so passive, because nobody wanted to push it. Nobody wanted to put any sort of risk on the table and say, you know what, we'll risk it right now. Nobody wanted to. And very clearly, both Fenneks and TOR, they're feeling the same pressure. Very clearly, they don't want to take those risks. If there is a map, though, where some risks might be a little bit less risky, because you can get on the flank very easily, so you can like completely bash that one out. I guess maybe Gullywash is going to be a map like that. You also have to wait and see, though, as both the Last Resort and Fenneks have readied up, and the second map of the Season 16 Premiership qualifier. So ETF2L, powered by Blackout Gaming, are live right here, and Fenneks and the Last Resort hitting on towards that middle, James.
Heist loves to roll out from choke and just do a lot of damage as teams walk in from that big door. He has tagged up the Soul and the Scouts, but nobody really committed too early there from Fenneks. Salmon will eventually go in as his team begins to move forward. He trades with Cyber. Kratos goes down as well, and Calho, both soldiers down for TLR. Donut manages to get shut down there by the watching Kalari, who protects his medic Skeej well and jumps in with his buff and gets followed up by the Scouts. And it looks like Fenneks are going to take control of this middle and in fact chase down TLR for a wipe as the soldiers just respawn.
That is something we saw yesterday as well. The scout follow-up on Gullywash is so imminent. Any single second you give a scout where you don't pay attention to him, they can completely wipe your ass. Gullywash is really a map where you can punish players for not paying attention to scouts, and right now, I can already see that power coming out for Donut here. Kyler's going to be rocking that rifle as well. Let's see if they can hold on. No Uber versus an Uber. Really, this is Fenneks' point to lose.
Donut on Pyro here. If Fenneks take the time to just scout out their opposition here, they will realise there's a Pyro they're going to lead with the Scouts. The Scouts should be able to neutralise him fairly quickly. Donut is down, and now the Scouts push forward. This is the point where they need to play the point. They do make their way on there, baiting out the sticky debt from Heist, and wow, not even a single player dies. Well executed from Fenneks there.
Yeah, well played as the 1-0 comes on the board. Fenneks, really, they did the exact same thing with the Snakewater, getting that 1-0 lead. See if they can keep that lead throughout the entire game, or if the Last Resort is going to come back into it once again. As both of these teams hitting that middle for the second time around. Again, the Scouts are going to have to be the focus here for the Last Resort. And I hope they realise that fast enough as Heist comes up. Right-hand side right now, he does do a lot of damage onto Scouts. As you can see, both Delzik and actually GF18 hits that medipack. So he heals himself a little bit. Great pipe, just flying in towards the mid-air, hitting Skeej and Delzik onto the floor. Great play coming out to the Last Resort. And the follow-up damage onto the Heist spam was great, picking off players there and there, getting a 6-0 wipe.
Yeah, Kyler was doing a little bit of distraction. He was the only player really on that Fenneks side, just drawing their eyes away, but it was that random pipe spam that was the nail in the coffin there for that middle. TLR now sitting with that 80% Uber advantage. They are they have an opportunity here to wait for Donut to respawn. He might even want to switch up to heavy or something as they realise that Fenneks are in fact running a heavy pyro. So it'll be interesting to see, does he play scout? Yes, he does. But they know they have a lot of time here. They can wait, but they have to be careful they don't wait too long. Now Cyber and Evil Moon are working their way forward here. They're just trying to scout out what their opponents are doing now with 20% still for Skeeves to get. They have decided to push in here. The Pyro comes in with the deny, dropping down from the pipe there. Nice play from Delzik. He's done a lot of work to neutralise that Uber. Skeeves will almost certainly get his charge up in time. 100% on the counter there, and only Kalari down. One man advantage here for TLR, but Kyler is about to respawn. I mean, for Fenneks, yeah.
It's with those new teams, it's actually difficult to memorise the names to the right teams, especially when they change colour mid-maps like we saw yesterday. Right now, we see Fenneks being super aggressive. I like this play a lot. They do get the heels down onto Salmon here. Skeege and him walk their way out, but they lose some players on the flank as both Kratos and Kalari have gone down. Skeege only 18 HP, going to stay alive for the time being, but especially Scout Delzik, he's doing some work on this map so far. You see Salmon picking up the double right there as well. Both the kills on the sides, but there you go, Donut. He just mashes onto Skeege, not giving him any chance to just breathe without having the pressure of a Scout right there next to him. And I don't think Fenneks, they have the players to make it work, but I don't think they have the health to make it work. As Donut comes in, flick shot there onto Delzik, now putting down the pressure onto the soldier, takes him down, now switching his attention to the demo. Donut cannot take down Kratos, he's still 100 HP, but they secure that second point, and managed to maybe make their way into last as well, with the slight advantage and player advantage that they have.
That was big plays there from Kyler and Heist, getting that foresight onto Skate. The whole push out from Fenneks from last to second was really strung out. No real cohesive blobbing up there, they weren't together, and as such they got picked apart ever so slightly. Now there isn't really much of an Uber advantage here for Evilman, even though Skeege did go down. Calho and Simon will trade Roamer for Roamer, and Cyber again on that riverside, just scouting out his opposition here, trying to decide how best they should push, but they know they have a very slight advantage. Maybe they're going to come in here, they're leading with Scout and Soldier this time, but nice Uber there from Skeege, opposite Uber the Pyro. A lot of medics might just let the Pyro die, but he's going to keep him alive and keep 6 up. Kyler goes down though, trapped in that water area. He'll get chewed up by the minigun of GF18. Salmon and Kalari continues on to the balcony there, but that was really what Heist wanted. He was just waiting there with fully buffed players, Sticky's pipe, and that is the overextend that TLR had hoped for. Now they will push into last here, and it's going to be a fairly convincing cap there. Nice push onto last with the bait out.
It was the bait from Fenneks, from TOR right there onto Fenneks, as you just very clearly saw that TOR, they backed their way out. And I love that little play. So even when he backed on the way towards the balcony where the health pack is, flicked towards his scout, buffed him really quick to just make sure he didn't die after 2 rockets. And it was perfect play right there coming out of TOR. And as the scoreline is 1-0, we got a new relay for John, hopefully a lag-free stream, and a third middle to help us bring the excitement.
Calho's going to be the initiator here, jumping in first. Dies. Salmon tries to do the same, but doesn't actually find any frags there. GF18. Or Salmon got Evilman actually. What am I talking about, Pledge? I watch these things happen and then miss what's really going on. But Heist is still alive here, trying to pick up some frags on that big door side. He's got Sticky's high and he's got Sticky's low, but it looks like everybody from Fenneks is moving through choke. There is a scout behind though on middle. It's Kyler, who has actually done this several times throughout the course of both maps so far. Oh, there's that frag Heist was looking for. He's going to get a scout, and they're not actually getting a lot of time on the point here. If TLR were feeling ballsy, they might go for a force. They might try and catch Kalari off guard up there. He's all alone with Skeege on Riverside. Someone could jump in and force him, but nobody decides to. They're going to back off, and Skeege knows he has an advantage here. They've spotted the Pyro already. Donut showing himself too early, so no doubt they're going to be bringing a scout in on this charge. The scout is here, but Donut has nothing to say about that. The scattergun clearly greater than the flamethrower, but no other flags are really coming in. Heist has actually killed Kalari in the process. Kiritos comes in and gets Evilman, but Calho onto Delzik and Heist onto GF18. means that Fenix find himself at a man disadvantage, and there's a scout juking in behind him in the lobby there, but he does run out again. TLR are very cautious here to make sure they hold on to last.
Oh, here comes the chase though. Again, this is the scout chase, very clearly that we see on middles usually. It's not going to be too far going on though, because they knew Kalara was about to spawn. He has indeed right now spawned. We see the Delzik snipe there from Big Door's side. He's not going to get anything done just yet here, as we can see the cap not happening. TLR, they are sort of being forced to back out here. They lose Kyler as well, and with the massive advantage that Skeege has, simply because of the fact that he stayed alive throughout all of that on last. Right now, Fenneks definitely looking to put the 2-1 on the board.
I would really play hard for a back cap here if I was TLR, but I'm just that sort of crazy gambler.
I'd do that.
Looks like Salmon is going to stay behind though. He's read this one. They're going to push with 5 and an Uber advantage. They've got a scout onto the point. The Stickies have been separated by Kratos. He's blowing Heist's Stickies apart, but not really done much damage. There's a soldier and a medic on the point, and they're just going to strong arm it. Wow.
The juggle right there, and Fenneks picks that one up. I had my analysis ready, James. I really had. They had a sniper, Salmon was on second. There was no chance they had enough players to make that work, but in the end, you saw, they manhandled themselves on towards that point, juggled those things away, juggled players up in the air, and they capped that one off. 2-1 at the moment for Fenneks, and as they hit this fourth middle, it's going to be a crucial one. Can TLR come back, or is Fenneks going to keep going with what they're doing at the moment?
Salmon playing the waiting game underneath here, but he's been spotted out. Cyber eventually drops down. The scouts were just waiting for that Fenneks rumor to bomb in. But now Calho himself has gone down, and it's 2 apiece. GF18 down. Oh, Kyler down as well. No scouts for TLR right now, and this is just going to snowball. But the position is actually good for TLR. Cyber and Evil Moon have an opportunity to escape. They're going to try and wait for Uber, but that was unwise as the buffs came in for Fenneks. Is that a saw?
Yeah, he got a saw and then Ubered his way out and he's alive. And Callow, very clearly, he's like, no, screw this, I'm not going to let my medic. I love how even when actually he typed peace into chat as well whilst he was running away with that Uber on him. That was great. Good play from the Finnish medic coming out. But obviously, Fenneks just getting the advantage once again. Callow being extremely aggressive here. Jump your way back up. He misses the jump to the top. Get the hell out. The soldier's already there to catch him out. And Calhoun really no chance in hell he's going to survive for much longer. He gets taken down. And without that Uber to do pretty much anything, Fenneks is going to be looking to put that 3-1 very quickly on the scoreboard.
Here comes the bomb in from Kalari. He's going to lead. Lands 2 rockets onto Heist, but gets his kill stolen by GF18. He just jumps over the head of Donut onto the point here now, forcing the action to take place in that confined space. There's a soldier spawning though, but he's not going to get it in time. The frag does come in, and that's going to be 3-1. Fenneks in the ascendancy here.
10 minutes into the game, 3-1 in favor of Fenneks. And TLR, they lost the first. They won the first map. Excuse me. They're losing here on towards this second map. The third map, if it's going to happen, it's going to be process. So obviously, get your mind arrow towards onto that one already. As right now we can see both Fenneks and TLR gathering themselves up here for this 5th middle of the game. And Fenneks, so far, they've been good on middles. And so far, they've been doing a perfect job as well. They leave TLR B. You can see them, TLR just sitting into that back inside, into the valley. And it looks like they're going to play a passive one, but the passive one is working out. Cyber did a lot of damage. Heist follows that one up. And it is going to be a TLR middle coming out of this one. A very passive middle from both teams. But I think both of the teams are very comfortable playing one, at least right now.
Yeah, Calho seems to have shown the most growth in terms of the roamers over the few middles. Every middle you go out to, you can learn something, try and adapt your playstyle slightly. Salmon continued to bomb in aggressively and die and leave his team at a man disadvantage. They were much more effective on that middle. Now Ubers are traded here on to CP2. There's quite a lot of cab time on it for TLR, and the position isn't really great here for Fenneks. They're all on the floor. They're not controlling that high ground, but they will walk forward here and separate a scout at the rock. They could get this pick here. A very weak Donut runs forward and dies to Kratos' stickies. Your right place. The flank is wide open here, but it looks like nobody's watching choke. Only Kratos watching choke and not getting healed again. Skage choosing not to heal Kratos. He's just got no love for that guy. Kratos going to go down, and that demo man advantage is just going to pay dividends, I think, for TLR pledge. At
the moment that we realised, hey, they're not covering the flank, that's the moment Skage realised, hey, we're not covering the flank. They checked, and Kratos went down there onto choke. Good play from TOR. Kyler showed himself. He said, guys, I'm here. If you're going to keep defending choke, I'm going to walk in and bamboozle your entire team. That's not going to happen this time around, and TOR playing that one out. Very, very well played here as they now make their way through. Gonna get that damage on the top right side. Skeech counter-ubering that one in. Can that soldier get out of there on alive? As Cyber now does get taken down. Callo's low on HP as well. A lot of low HP members on the TOR. And Fenneks is just cleaning house right here. Donut, he might be the guy to make it happen. He's getting healed at the moment by Skeech. Donut, is he gonna do what? I cannot believe it.
Kyler on last as well.
Kyler's on last. He's going to try and kill the heavy. He gets it. Is he going to get it in time? He's not, as the soldier block comes in, and Salmon blocks that one out. Well played to Fenneks, but that heal from Skeech onto Donut and getting taken down, that was great. I love it.
Kyler's so close as well, only denied by the respawn of the soldier there. He timed it out to perfection and managed to humiliate that heavy weapons guy. It's so tough to deal with a scout when he's right in your face, jumping all over the place. And Kyler doesn't miss many shots. Both medics here on that normal medigun and building Uber. It's pretty much neck and neck here as we go into a little bit of an Uber stalemate. But Fenneks, man, they're in the league. They can play that clock as long as they want.
Yeah, I don't think Fenneks is really going to care about the fact that they're behind a little bit in this round specifically. They're 3-1 up. I think they're going to be happy just with the fact that they bounced back after that loss, on that horrible loss on that first map. There's a soldier right there waiting on the top side. Are they going to spot that soldier out? I'm only imagining that it's Salmon right up there sitting there. Here he comes, drops down onto Evil Moon, hits one, hits two. He's going to be forcing out that Uber. Well played to Salmon. It's going to offer Skeej and the rest of Fenneks some time. But it's a 5 versus 6 with an Uber advantage. And really, this is going to be Fennex's point. They need to be aggressive and they need to do it now. They get one kill. It doesn't look like they're going to get anything more out of this, James.
Yeah, this has been a consistent strategy from Fenneks. They're happy to sacrifice Salmon. That's why you see his death so high. Happy to sacrifice him for those Uber forces rather than just using spam and positioning. This time they didn't really manage to get much from it apart from that frag onto Cyber, and they didn't feel that was enough to push in, especially with Ice controlling ground so well with those stickies. They're just going to sit back. Every play that happens that achieves nothing, that's a minute closer for Fenneks and this map win.
We're about halfway through the map at the moment. There's an advantage here for TLR, and I'm sure TLR knows this. Evil Moon, he knows this kind of stuff. He knows exactly what's going on, and they are going to dot push it. Can they kill Skeej? It was 9 HP, still alive though, 95%. They need to get one rocket onto the Dutch medic, but so far, look at the kills. They're all going into Fennex's favor as both Donut and Kyder for fun goes down. Kratos playing absolutely dividend for Fenneks here, and even though Skeej had to pop off that Uber, it is a 4-for-0 exchange, and Fenneks is going to pick up a middle, possibly even a second point because of it.
Yeah, Cyber could really smell the blood in the water there. He knew that Skeej was weak. He tried to jump him with his last rocket. He jumped, but was immediately sent back down to earth by Salmon, who really clutched it there and saved Skeej, allowed him to get that charge up. Because even the whiff of damage there would have killed Skeej before he got that charge. But now they have waited patiently here and they're ready to take in middle. Now they're just going to start spamming and try and separate players in the lobby. Salmon onto Kyler. It's going to be the first pick required. But there's Delzik slightly out of position. Salmon goes down as well. Kratos is just trying to spam damage up, and this is just turning into a real melee here. Skeej will back off and survive, keeping his team in the game, but everybody else from Fenneks just went a little bit crazy there, I think, Glitch.
Yeah, I think Fenneks, they as soon as they lost Salmon, I think they kind of just went a little bit too bossy.
Heist forward.
The heist, the run heist. You're way too aggressive. Don't do that. Is he going to kill that scout? He might do. No, he's not going to do it. Stelzik only hit one of those stickies on the floor. Actually, he was very aggressive, and you can see TLR. They have the intention to be just balls deep right now as they come in from the side. Skeej going to pop those soldiers off. Very well played to the Dutch medic at the moment, keeping their players alive. And now let's see the follow-up. Salmon is going to go down. That is not uncalculated here for Fenneks, but can they get the follow-up damage done? It doesn't look like it. Fenneks, the boys in red, they decide to back out, and as the last resort gets themselves some health, gets themselves some buffs. Here we're going to go towards second point, and I really don't think Fenneks is in a position with the health and with the players to defend this.
Not really much damage coming up top though. Heist opting to put his stickies on that lower side or try and pick up a frag in the lobby. They could have gone for it if they were really feeling like it might have turned into an opportunity, but they're just going to keep slowing the game down. As long as they don't get wiped, they're going to be able to buy a lot of time off that clock. Now TLR moving into the lobby, just scoping it out. They do see Salmon there spamming a few rockets. He would be wise to stay alive this time, even though he does love to suicide. They'd be much safer on last with 6 players up rather than getting an Uber popped off, because there's a very short distance to travel from that lobby. And look at this, Kyler's actually going to go in as he's been spotted. He's run into Sneaky. There's a distraction on Kyler straight onto the point, and nobody's reacted in time. Oh wow, I think Kratos saw it, but he just couldn't communicate with his team well enough. And Kyler with the big plays there.
That was a suicide play. Evil Moon was out on second. He didn't do anything. That was a purely suicide play to get that Uber out of Skeege and maybe kill some players, and they just did so well. They capped that one off, and Fenneks messing up on their defense there. Let's see if they can bounce back on towards that middle, though. They should be a little bit more aggressive, but that kill from Kyler, the two-shot onto Delzik pretty much immediately. The Roamer gets spotted by Kyler as well, and even though there's some good damage coming out of Salmon, he's not going to be able to do anything against Evil Moon's positioning. And TOR very much anticipating onto exactly what Fenneks was going to do there. They pick up a middle, and they're way back into this game.
Yeah, Fenneks look very shaken here. Skeege and Kratos couldn't really even get into that middle. He made it up to their choke and then backed off into choke, leaving the rest of their team to die. Oh, there's the bomb from Calho on the balcony. Wow. He's going to take out Skeege and Delzik just like that. TLR are back in this one, Pledge.
Yeah, I think really, I don't think anyone can decide about this game anymore after those two picks, as TOR is going to make their way into last. There's 3 seconds on the spawn queue here for Skeege and Delzik. It might actually completely save them because they are going to spawn in time, and they might be able to take some players out of here. As Heis, he's there on the side. They need to focus Heis, and it looks like they're doing an okay job of forcing him back. Only 110 HP onto him. Cannot risk that one. One scout meat shot can take him out of the equation. TOR is forced to back out, and those spawn times, they barely came out. But it is going to be good enough for Fenneks to hold on and keep that lead at least for a little bit longer.
Yeah, Skeege just respawned and finds himself down 30%. Smart roamer play on last there from Salmon, hiding whilst the Uber charge came in, and then managing to jump up top onto that ring, dancing around and assisting GF18 in holding the point there. Gonna see Spy from Kyler this time, not Donut.
Yeah, well,
so if they're looking for a French Spy, you're gonna be disappointed. It's a Portuguese guy. He's working his way in through sneaky. He's just gonna go down low and try and find... Oh, he's just decloaked in front of a heavy. The Spy has been called. He's going to go down pretty much instantly there, and that was a failed roll of the dice. Here comes the charge, though. Skeege only on 63%. He's forced to go back to the spawn here, but he has at least soaked up a few rockets from TLR, who now find themselves reloading. But the bomb comes in from Cyber, just jumps from side to side and gets Skeege. Only Heist remains alive, though. Evil Moon himself did go down. A big flurry of frags there. Even a flare gun kill from Delzik onto Donut. Wow.
Oh, Kratos is going to try and fight for it here as him and Heist are skirmishing it out on second point. And Kratos knew that he had to make that happen. Look at Delzik taking Kyler out there. That was great play coming out of Fenneks. And it does look like Kratos, just the man with balls of steel right there. Going to be able to secure that second point because of the aggression that he showed. Very well done to him. It gives Fenneks a little bit of breathing room once again. TOR has had them up the ropes for the past 5 to 10 minutes or so. And finally they catch a break. They win. They win a fight. They win a point. Yeah, of course, it's their second point, but still, it is a win. A win that keeps their momentum going, at least for a little bit. There's a slight advantage here for Evil Moon. I doubt that TOR is an accurate read on that, though. But like they've been doing throughout the entire game, they might just dot push regardless.
Yeah, Fenneks also loving to hold. They did have a little bit of a scare there for a while, but they have managed to stabilize. Salmon trying to pick off that soldier. Cyber, he had committed to the rock there. He's super weak right now. Nobody following up on the damage. That would have been a free pick there if anybody else had really felt like going for it. Salmon going to continue and jump in again. That was maybe unwise. Now, really, if you're Fenneks here, you probably don't want to go in. Oh, look at that! Kalari gets lunged forward, doesn't realize there was a
Skeege,
brace
what are you
of stickers.
doing?
Oh man, this is just going from bad to worse. This is a car crash hold, and Uber Skeege is going to run away and just leave Delzik to go huge here. Picks up a frag onto Calvo.
Wait, how is this working? James, there's absolutely no reason why that should have been a 3-for-3 exchange, but I guess it worked out, and with Kratos going down this late, I guess there still might be a win over TOR, but the player's only now just spawning, and Kratos, he's going to be on no problem.
What will Donut spawn as?
It could
That's
be
the question on everybody's lips.
Okay, so Kyler's been playing Sniper all game, and Donut's been playing Spy. Now in the past 2 rounds, there you go, now he's playing Spy. He picked Sniper, and I was like, wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. If they switched roles or something, but now Donut picking up his favorite Spy. And Donut, I remember he terrorized Division 2 as Spy a couple of seasons ago. Let's see if he can keep doing the exact same thing right now as they're on the verge of getting Prem. Yeah.
Bland proven Spy. He's now he's not really sure what to do. He's making sure they don't hear him when he uncloaks. Now the distraction spam comes in from TLR. Donut just really trying to decide what to do. A few stickies here. He could stand in the corner, maybe pistol a sticky out of the way. He's just going to play the long game.
He's doing it. No, did he get spotted? Did GF spot him? I don't think.
I think so. I think so. The heavy said he saw some. No, Kratos is just going to stand there and give him a free.
Kratos found him. Kratos found him. There you go. Kratos did find him, but the Uber charges have come off as Skeege and Evil Moon have popped off theirs, and we can see that TOR, look at how unbelievably committed they are. They're all over this last point, James. Can they put it off? It looks like Heist coming in from the bottom. Great play coming out for the English Devilman. He puts 4 on the board, and Evil Moon is going to cap that one out as the English Devilman goes massive right there. Puts that 4K on the board, and TOR equalizes the score back to 3-all.
Yeah, it just went in up the backside of that heavy weapons guy. He was hiding in sneaky there, took him out and then hit a few sweet pipes there. 3-3, could be another golden cap on the cards.
Oh
there.
Jesus.
Heist is going to roll out from choke and put a lot of damage there onto the players of Fenix as they walk through that big door. Look at the health from Fenix already. Even though Heist is down, he has done a lot of damage for his team. And Fenix looking a little bit scared, but the frags are coming in favour of them. They find themselves with a medic advantage. But Skeege goes down, there's Donut on the flank. He's going to equalise that one. Kyler and Cyber super weak here on life support.
How the hell did Kyler get out? I hope John had the camera onto that one. He just flew across the map. He's sitting in enemy base at the moment. 89 HP, he's going to hide. He surely is going to get spotted, but question is when. It's right now you get spotted on towards that big door side. See the Demon putting some pressure down. Kratos, oh my god, Kyler hit the double to GF18. And we can see right now this may be something as Fenneks finally, this is showing your hand, guys. This is it. As you pick that crit streak up on a 3-0 scoreline with 5 minutes left on the clock in a spot for Prem that you have to win. Look at Heist and Kratos going at it. Heist gets taken down and Fennec getting a good exchange here. And if you have the crit streak and you get a good exchange, that's basically a Team Fortress 2 player's wet dream.
These guys are feeling all damp and sticky right now, players. You nailed it. And moving forward slowly but surely, Kratos is going to sticky lower. A common way to get forced or just straight up die as a medic. As if nobody covers that door, but he's got a game plan here. It's going to be crits versus Uber. Evilman's just about to hit that 100th percentile. He does get it. Salmon's down already. Now, will they try and force, or will they just... Oh, they're going to use the crits behind. Evilman was wise to it. He does pop off in time. No frags coming in there. Actually, Heist decides to go the different route from his medic and eats a crit rocket from Kalaria. Crit rocky? Oh, wow. Pledge, take over, please.
Oh, please. The crit rockets are coming out, and one of them catches Heist off guard. It looks like Fenneks are not actually too aggressive onto this one. And now that Heist has spawned, I think they're definitely not going to be aggressive anymore, but they get the kill to Cyber, get the follow-up onto Kyler. It's a 6 versus 4 against the Heavy. That is still tough to do, but with Salmon up the back, he is coming down from the bottom-hand side. He gets the attention from Heist and the rest of the TLR, whilst the rest of the team cleans up. No pressure onto Kratos whatsoever, only now, but still 260 HP on that German Devilman. He rampages, and Fenneks bounces back after being 3-1 up, equalizing the score for TOR 3-all, but they bounce back. They get the 4-3 on the board, and with only 5 minutes left on the clock, really, this is anyone's game, but I'm so glad Fenneks bounced back into this.
Those 2 frags were crucial. Fatal errors actually for TLR, losing those 2 players. Heist again rolling out from choke, trying to do as much damage as he can. People as they walk through that big door, and now nobody has died thus far. No roamer opting to go in, but Salmon has been spotted out again every time he opts to play around the bottom. And TLR have done well to focus him down. Kyler picking up the frag this time, but Cyber really all over his game. Delzik onto Heist, but Cyber will kill Delzik and avenge his fallen comrade. GF18 also gets thrown down there. Another sacrifice to the gods of war, I think, played.
I think Salmon died so early, he might be able to spawn here just in time, and Fenneks, they're already seeing that TOR is all over their second point. I don't think TOR can chase this one out just yet, but they got some positional thing going on here as Fenneks, they have now all respawn. Skeege is going to Uber out from that front door, get that Uber equation out, and I think this is a good play. Heist is not in that fight just yet. It takes him a while to be there, but then when he finally comes into play, he might be very useful. Only now Heist comes into play, but the damage has already been done as Fenneks gets a lot of damage done, but here comes Heist, gets 1, gets 2 immediately. Is he going to grab the 3rd? It looks like he is. The air shot's not going to happen, but TLR does so much damage as soon as Heist came back into play. It looks like they're going to pick up this round, and with just a few minutes left on the clock, the score once again getting equalized. And really now, everything is up for grabs. 1 spot in Prem, and only a few rounds left to decide who's going to get it.
Cyber had a few seconds of no Uber there just to really tie up the Fenix combo in lobby. Meanwhile, the flank died all around that rock area. Now, back onto another middle, and somebody's building significantly faster. Is Evilman running crits? No, it's actually Medigun for both teams. as they jostle for position on this middle point. GF18 goes down though. He's going to eat Kyler's scattergun shots. Kyler goes huge with a second frag onto the roamer. Sam and Fenneks now 2 men down and backing off into lobby. Look at Kalari, he's going to get chased up top. He does manage to pick up that pumpkin pie. This is full moon after all. And eats a little bit of candy on the way. He's going to survive onto last. And TLR got to be happy about it. They're still doing damage here. Skeets doesn't even have charge yet. Getting penned in by the stickies of Heisey. Will himself get pressured out. But this is going to turn into a little bit of a stalemate. Now, if you're TLR pledge, do you run the clock down to like 1 minute, 40 seconds or something, and then push?
God.
That's what
like
I would
the
do.
Discussion we've been having since like season 6.
You gotta run it down and then have one roll of the dice.
Yeah, and then like you cannot get capped back all the way because we've seen DCM versus Punchline in season 12 from the top of my head, which was the last season that Epsilon didn't end up winning. That's why I know it. You can see Fenneks actually look at how aggressive they are. I love this play. Very, very, very good. Get the kill to Heisen onto Cyber, but this kill from Delzik onto Donut, it might look like just a Kyler's on the back. Kyler's running, he's been spotted. Kyler's been spotted, he knows. He knows he's been spotted. Everyone from Fenix is backing out. Does he get he gets the drop! Skates drops that Uber out of there! And that is a kill that Kyler is just going to put on his resume and say, guys, I killed Skeets in a Premiership playoff game when we were just about to win, right? That is something that's going to be going onto the scoreboards for future generations, as Fenix right now in lots of trouble with only a minute or so left. That's a minute and 20 seconds. It's pretty much a minute left.
This is the moment where I want to see Sam and Suicide. He can die now and respawn in time for last. He chooses not to. Damn, that was a mastermind play there from Kyler. He knew he'd been spotted and he doubled back from the lobby and took out Ski. Just 2 players went back last, and now look, he's at Donuts in the water. He's ready for the back cap. There's no stickies here. There's not even anybody close. Donuts about to go huge. Shoot the stickies, cap the point. He's getting so much time on it.
Is this really going to happen? Heist is completely untouched. Skeets does not have that Uber yet. He's on 75. He might go for assault, but Fenneks so far they're holding. They're still holding, but it's going to be unbelievably close. It's 3 versus 2. Still in favor of Fenneks. Yes, they get the kills. And it looks like Heist, he gets one. Can he get the second? Kratos and Heist duking it out here. Skeets is alive. Skeets is going to hit that Uber charge. Heist is going for it. Skeets pops that one off. Heist goes down to the bottle right there by Kratos. And it looks like Fenneks, they've held on. Don't push, it's 20 seconds left on the clock. Heist is not going to spawn. Donut's going to try and man it up. Donut is going to try and leg it, but Fenneks has 2 players sitting on towards that point. And James, I think we're going to go to a second golden cap. TOR,
I don't know, man.
They're rushing it. They get the kills. Is TOR really going to do this? It looks like they might do, James. I'm really not sure who's going to pick this one up. TOR, Kyler's still up the top, and a stalemate call comes out. And everyone was shatting their pants. But clearly, these 2 teams are so unbelievably close that 2 golden caps might decide Fenix's fate here. TOR won the first golden cap on Snakewater. After a 1-1 scoreline, TOR picked it up, 2-1. Now, the second map, when one of their players left, I don't know, someone is it's Kalari sitting in his back. If Fenneks pulls this back, James, we have a third map. And this could be our longest casting night ever that we've ever done for one game. This is pretty insane, and I think this is also, and I hate to put the drama on the board, you cannot do this with North American rule sets. You can only do this with European rule sets, and we've seen it back-to-back nights, James.
Yeah. I just looking at the logs here. Sorry to skip past your point there, but there's 2k damage difference between the demo men. And then, actually, Calho and Cyber doing edging ahead there by a few hundred damage as well against the other soldiers. Interesting.
The main thing that I'm always looking for is who won the initial mid fights, and what I can see is that there were 5 going into Blue's favor and 4 going into Red's favor, which means that it's so unbelievably even that a middle point fight in a golden cap is unpredictable. What we have seen though is that TOR played a very good second half. They were 3-1 down after 15 minutes. They managed to pull it back and obviously win the second half. Second half in between marks, obviously, with 3-1. And now, this is it for both of these teams, James. This is the moment what both of these teams have been playing for the past week. They knew this game was coming up. They knew they had to play it, and here we go, guys. This could be the last round. If TOR wins this, we can see the last resort going into Prem, but if Fenix wins it, we have a third map coming up in this playoff. Season 16, this is the second play day, and we have a fourth golden cap at the moment. And TLR, Heist is under so much pressure, but they have a positional advantage. Heist goes down, but everyone else is doing a job. Kratos down as well. It is a very even middle so far. Both teams, 4 players left alive, and it looks like Fenix might be coming out and inching slowly front, and with the kill onto Evil Moon, that might just be it. As Carter tries to assassinate Skeege, not this time around though, says the team of Fenix. And when it really, really matters, after 10 middles in total, Fenix equalizes the middle score 5-5.
Yeah, I thought it was looking good there for TLR when Donut went forward and got that big 2k, but the Scouts of Fenix coming up trumps there. And now Evil Moon just spawns and starts building that charge. Skeege knows he's got a big advantage here. They can take a fairly relaxed approach to this push. They can move forward. They can take as long as they want. They're going to take the scenic route. No, they're thinking of going up top now. They'll move into the lobby. They're fearful of stickies, I guess. There will be a watchful Cyber here just trying to call out when he sees the team approach where he thinks he might be coming from. We're going to see Pyro again from Donut. Scout comes in lower. Both Scouts lead in, but Geese turns around to bring in his Demo Man and ends up dropping GF18. This may not end well for Fenix.
No, it may not end well, but they're still fighting for it. Look at Kalari, he's still sitting on 100 HP, only now 46. Kratos is still sitting there as well. Can they actually pull this off? As Fenix, they're trying. It's Demo versus Demo, both 73. It's just the best finish we've seen in a long time. Fenix, are they gonna catch or not? It looks like Kratos, he wasn't a time limit, he knew he was. He did get the kill onto Heist, but in the end he had to pay for it with his own life. 73 versus 73 HP, and then both Demo men died. We're going back to the drawing board, James.
If that was me, Pledge, I would have jumped in and bottled that sticky on the point, capped it, and just laughed all the way into the Premiership.
This is a pause, isn't it? This is a pause in a golden cap. Oh god, I cannot just imagine, right? Imagine being one of these 12 players and having to pause. Imagine the player who crashed, for who you have to pause. This is, yeah, this is something that we rarely see. Even in any form of Team Fortress 2, a golden cap yesterday, for people who missed the game yesterday, I think they've been uploaded to YouTube already, so if you go over to youtube.com/teamfortress.tv, you can go and check that out. Yesterday's games, James recasted that, it was brilliant. It was nothing short of brilliant.
Intense.
I won't say who win, but what I will say is that the team who won that one is in Division 1 next season, because they also won the game today. But very, very clearly, that was brilliant because they played a golden cap out for the full 10 minutes, and then it was whoever holds middle. But the team, like both teams were pushing for middle at the 10-minute mark. Like it was great. It was absolutely great. Now we see a pause during a golden cap where everyone is basically shitting their pants and just trying not to cry and weep themselves whilst they're trying to win. It is pretty damn fantastic. I love it. Guys, let's not have an argument about exactly what's going on. I see Mana, aka NoFlow, being very clearly like, hey guys, North American rule sets are still pretty good. Your Europeans have a terrible... Sorry Mana, I really don't care, and I don't think anyone should care. What we should care about is this game that's happening right now. Nobody cares about rule sets anymore when Team of 2 is as awesome as this is. That's just the way it is.
I care. I'm that guy.
Of course you care, but no, we care an hour from now when it's done. That's when we care. Right now
sorry.
we care about this.
I forgot we were in the zone, but I'm always in the rule set zone, man. I just think about it night and day. It consumes my every thought, Pledge, but even though this pause has come in, not really much going on right now. I think it's just going to turn into a little bit of a stalemate. Donut's going to nip up the stairs there, work on his cardio, maybe run up, run down, run up again, you know, stay buff. But really, both teams just building Uber, waiting for those spawns to come in before they can initiate another play. I'm fully expecting this pause to end and then them to change the map immediately after, so we don't actually see how it all ends. How about that for a call?
If this map changes, like 90, if Fenix changes this map again, I swear to, I'm gonna flip some tables and I'm gonna scream off the top of my lungs because I haven't done that yet tonight. It's, yeah, I think all of Holland will know that the Team Fortress 2 match was completely messed up once again by Fenneks, if that happens. But
will you be doing your Anakin Skywalker Darth Vader? No!
Yeah, that would be great.
Echoing through Holland.
I'll stand on my balcony and look over to Hague City and just be like, no! I think everyone will be watching. That would be great. It's a last resort. The last resort versus Fenneks, guys. We've been going on for a long time. At 21:15, myself and Admirable were sitting here waiting for this game to start. It took them half an hour and 9 servers to find the servers that they wanted. As soon as they found the server, they showed us maybe not the best Team Fortress 2, but one of the most tense and great games in a long time. And we saw the same thing yesterday. And really, just these playoff scenarios, the admins have made the correct call putting these teams up against each other. And even though both James and me think that they could have put more teams against each other for games like this, the teams that are playing against each other are so close in skill. I love the fact that they balance themselves out. We'll have to wait and see who's going to get that Prem spot. Either Fenneks or the last resort. Obviously, the last resort picking up that first map in Golden Cap. See if Fenneks can return the favour and put it to a third map.
This will be a good point from my playoffs rant that Permzilla has been asking about in every cast thus far. He wants me to talk about my thoughts on the playoffs, and like I've mentioned it in the articles, but really, ETF2L admins, why do you think you know better than competition? Nothing is better than putting two teams together in a high pressure situation to find out who is the best. You think you can look at a few logs and a few screenshots and know better? Look at 425. They just rolled your predictions, man. You weren't even going to give them a shot until the terrorists folded. What the hell, ETF2L admins? Please do proper playoffs. Stop trying to decide. You're scrubs. You don't know what you're talking about. Let the Premiership ambassador decide. Listen to me. Am I right, Pledge?
You're the Premiership ambassador, man. There's nothing I can say to you that will actually change your mind or change anything. This is the internet, ladies and gentlemen, where people can rant all day long and still be called caster of the season. I think that is pretty much just the best way to describe what Team Fortress 2 does. But, to be completely honest, I do agree. I do think that having... Like, we debated about this, right? Like, I thought the best way of doing it would be to have, like, the bottom 4 seeded of Prem and the top 4 seeded of Division 1 in, like, a big double elimination playoff bracket where everyone plays each other on one map, and or 3 maps, like, regardless of the time, and just figure it out. I think that would have been a great idea. You also said, like, as long as we just get more games, that's just a great way
I'm
of
totally
doing
biased.
I mean, the games that we saw yesterday, the games that happened today, the games that will happen later on this week as well. I think we're done with playoffs, actually, but Nations Cup Grand Finals will happen before Season 16 as well. Just the games have been of such good caliber. I lost my mojo over the past 2 months. I've kind of just lost interest with Team Fortress 2. I was like, should I quit? Should I not? I'm not sure what I should do. These 2 games have hyped me up to ridiculous proportions, to the point where this morning I walked out my door and there was a note from my neighbor asking me to be silent. You know what happened? Tonight I'm doing it again. I'm being loud again. They can go screw themselves, because this is great. I love this game. And more games are just pretty damn fantastic. And really, TLR and Fenneks right now, they're going at it. They have the tension, they have the excitement, they have the aim, they have the plays, they have the drops, they have the everything. And it just makes everyone so excited. It makes me love Team Fortress 2. And really, could not be happier to just be here casting this for you guys. And I hope you guys are loving the show as well. Once again, we will try after this game, regardless of whether or not it ends in the next 9 minutes. We will. Yeah. I saw the quick on pause. Regardless of whether or not it ends in the next 9 minutes, we'll get the VODs up in a few hours as soon as our American Enigma wakes up. He's going to get those VODs done, and we're going to get it sorted. And we'll just have to wait and see, guys, what the end of this game is going to be. Is it going to be now, or is it going to be in 45 minutes? I guess we'll just wait and see, James, because we're back live, and everyone is sliding, and the HUDs are going to be broken for the rest of the Golden Cap.
Yeah, man, that was a long-ass pause, and unfortunately the HUDs are broken for however long the duration was of the pause, so I'm just going to keep hitting the HUD reload scheme every 10 seconds or so, plays, to try and keep ahead of the curve here. But we do see a sniper from Donut, if my scoreboard is not lying to me. That is a defensive sniper, of course, as it is Fenix, who are poised, just sitting here on essentially match point to win this Golden Cap. And there's a frag from Salmon onto Donut, the sniper, trying to get a pick onto Riverside. And that will induce the push here from Fenix to get Uber in and trade Ubers. Donut will respawn in the next 7 seconds, but it's going to be the second wave of the push that is going to bear any fruit, if any at all, here for Fenix. It's Evil Moon down, the Skeege remains alive, but a scout is in his face. He's trying to go huge. He maybe can back out and still salvage something from this, but no, it's going to be a wipe.
Yeah, not just that, there's a scout and the Delman still alive, so that means that they can lock down second point. Look at Ice, he's very aggressive, gets shot down by GFH. That was great play coming out for the French sniper right there. Cyber sitting around that corner, gonna try, gets the full charge body shot, but gets the kill into GF18 to counteract that. Delza gets the follow-up frag though. Might open up some things for Fenneks here, as they're going to try and make this one happen. Pause call happens from Evil Moon in chat, and that means that this was the time where the pause happened. Someone on TLR had some sort of issue, but we're back in the game. TLR has this second point, and the Ubers are pretty damn even. 35% versus 32%. You cannot see it on the HUD. That's why I'm going to be double checking it for the next 5 minutes for you guys.
Yeah, Skeege opted not to go crits there. It is going to be neck and neck in terms of those charges. And as the golden cap rules stand in ETF2L, Fenix will win if they hold middle after the 10-minute timer expires. There's 6 minutes left, or less than 6 minutes left at the minute, so TLR have to push here. They're going to start to move forward as both teams have 100% Uber charge. Salmon is going to jump up behind, but he's been spotted out by a scout. He won't be able to get the force off. He will send Evil Moon skyward, though. He does land with 60 HP, but nobody else from Fenix there to follow up on that damage, and they're going to just forfeit middle point here. Don't they know how important it is?
Both teams have that Uber charge, and really, I would not be surprised to see a stalemate happening here, James. Like, both of these teams, this is so high risk. If you push now and fail, that's it. It's done. The past hour and a half have been for nothing. Nobody wants to make a mistake. Everyone is going to be looking for a safe pick. One pick in order to actually do something. And yes, guys, we know the HUD is still broken. That's going to be pretty much the way throughout this entire golden cap. I'll have to just get used to it and just call everything and look everything up manually. You see one soldier coming up on that big door side here for Fenneks. Not going to be able to do anything just yet, but Salmon, he's looking for something. Not sure what he's looking for just yet. Some sort of vision of God or something like that, but really they're trying to pick him off right there. I don't think Salmon has a lot of HP right there. Does manage to back his way out. Still 12 players alive. Kyler gives away the first blood, but GF18 returns as well. So a lot of frag plays are happening at the moment on the flank, but it's going to be a 5 versus 5. I don't think anyone is going to be happy with that exchange.
This is the moment where I'd like to see GF18 off class. Bring out a spy, a sniper, anything you want. You've got like 4 minutes here to make a play that opens the door for your team to get back into middle. Even a heavy might be effective here if they wanted to go in and trade Ubers and then repush with that heavy. But he has respawned as scout, and I remain disappointed.
Yeah, and still nothing happening. Very, very, very clear. You can see both of these teams are playing so unbelievably conservative, not going to do anything just yet. You can see them poke, you can see them looking for opportunities. They're not going to do it, and this is very reminiscent of goalie wash games in the past. It is very difficult to make stuff happen when you don't have a player advantage or an Uber advantage. Look at TOR, they're going to be the ones trying to make it happen. One scout's in the back, Delzik getting flanked. 2 scouts on the Delzik right now. He's trying to keep himself alive. He does. Well played to Delzik for getting out of that one, but they give away position, and here comes the fight. 2 kills already. As we right now can see TLR losing both Cal and Heist. Kalari goes down though. But Fenneks, they're having a good exchange. If Delzik can win this duel in lobby, they're going to be in perfect shape. His buddy GF18 comes to help. And that is a 3-for-1 exchange. If Fenneks ever had an opportunity to pull this one around and get this one done, it is right now. And here comes the pressure immediately onto Evil Moon. He's still holding on towards that Uber charge. And it looks like Fenneks, they're a little bit silent onto this one. They don't really want to be that aggressive as they lost a player and the players are respawning. It looks like both Skeege and Kratos, they're sitting in towards that big door, but they're gonna back off. Not ballsy enough. And now TOR is gonna try and return the favor. Donut and Kalari both going down. It's 1 player each, but now Calho, once again, Fenneks getting the better out of that entire spam situation. And it's gonna come down to a player on the flank or something in general, as this one Uber has come off up on the front side. Both Ubers have come off, and as those Ubers run out, Fenneks, again, they have a player advantage, but they don't have the balls to try and push through here.
Yeah, that was a really impressive hold from Evil Moon back on that middle fight. Really, I thought it was quite certain from his position that he would get forced, but Salmon failed. Oh, there's Heist finding GF18. Cyber onto Kratos. But meanwhile, Flank's coming in on the flank as well. Frag's coming in on the flank. Skeege gonna go down though. Delzik, the only man alive. He's gonna do a Boston Basher jump.
It might kill him. There's no
Shows
health back.
himself.
There's no health back. It was going to kill him regardless. It was a good effort, but it does end up going down. Now TLR, oh, they're in such a prime position. They won the first map, and on the second golden cap that they have to play in a row, once again, with 2 minutes on the clock, they have an Uber advantage, a player advantage to work with, and they're just banging on this last point, and TLR, this is their point to lose right now. James, can they make it happen? They're all going Riverside. This point has been held by Fenneks multiple times. They're rushing it towards the point. They're getting outmaneuvered right here. They're going to try and cap this one off, and it does happen. And the last resort is going to be the 8th team going into the Premiership of ETF2L Season 16 by Blackout Gaming. And Fenix are going to have to resort back to Division 1. And before the game, I might have thought the last resort, player-wise, have a little bit of an edge. But Fenix put up one heck of a fight and lost 2 golden caps in a row for the last resort to pick this one off. And really, guys, it may have been that Fenix was a little bit out of position there, but there was only a minute left on the clock after that push. They needed to make something happen, and the last resort managed to capitalize onto that. The last resort going into Prem, James. That's it. Deserved?
Yeah, absolutely. They were, even though it was a close game, I think they definitely were just a little bit more cohesive. Evil Moon played pretty solid over both maps as well, slightly edging out Skeege, I feel, and just in general, TLR seemed to be the classier outfit. It was just one or two situations, because they were in this sort of low scoring, very passive style, both of them, it was usually just one or two situations that cost them the maps. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. But at the same time, Pledge, I'm slightly happy we didn't have to go to a third map golden cap.
Did you have to go up early tomorrow morning? I think that was it, isn't it?
Just another grind fest, man, you know? My fingers are being worn down here to nubs.
Guess that's my legs are starting. Like I always cast standing up multiple times. Like whenever I get excited, I just kind of stand up and just scream through a microphone. My legs are actually kind of starting to hurt. That means I've stood up quite a bit. Just standing up and down pretty much consistently doesn't help your physical just way of doing things, that's for sure. But regardless, the last resorts, they've made their way towards the Premiership. Well deserved, for the sole purpose that they won. That's the way it is. The last resort is going to be the 8th team in the Premiership. They're going to join the entire batch of great teams that we've been seeing already qualify for that one. And by qualify, I mean being put into it by ETF2L. The last resort's going to be number 8, and GF18 and the rest of the boys from Fenneks, they're going to have to go and resort into Division 1, and they're going to be looking to place very highly onto that one, together with all the massive amounts of teams that are there. There's 16 great teams into the Premiership and Division 1 this season, and really, I cannot believe how many good teams there are right now, James. It's going to be a great season.
Yeah, man, but forget about that. You want to tune in tomorrow for the Metalworks One Night Cup. I'm going to be casting that one with Yuki, who has actually played Metalworks before. I had to bring in some outside experience there. And on top of that, on Sunday, I'm going to be casting some Asia Fortress with Yuki, and that's going to be in the afternoon, European time. So mark that one down on your Sunday schedules. Go and have your Sunday roast, and then come and watch some TF2.
That's what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to make some lunch, some grilled cheese going, and all that stuff, and just grab some milk and listen to James and Yuki just going at it on Sunday. I think it's going to be great, guys. Don't obviously just follow and subscribe to Team Fortress TV if you want to get any of the action that we usually cover for you guys pretty much as often as we possibly can. Both me, Admirable, and I think I like the spin as well, are very committed towards this season, just getting our stuff done and casting as often as we can. So Team Fortress TV will be around for as much as we can. And obviously with ETF2L Season 16 just around the corner, it's only going to get more and more and more. And really just stay tuned for the content. Over at YouTube, you can find us at youtube.com/TeamFortressTV, on Twitter at TeamFortressTV, and talking about Twitter, you can find me at Patrick Ledge and Admirable at Admirable Player, and even a John guy has some Twitter. But let's be honest, he doesn't even talk, let alone tweet, so that's just kind of the way it is. A cameraman works. But follow him regardless. I think John 1555 games or something like that. I just saw it on stream earlier. I think I got that correct. But regardless, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the week. Once again, tomorrow's the Metalworks Cup that both Admirable and Yuki will be casting together. That will be going on throughout the entire evening, guys. So obviously go and check that one out as that happens tomorrow. I'll be checking that one out myself as well. And the Nations Cup will happen somewhere over the next week as well. So all that stuff is going to come your way. It's going to be Team Fortress 2 mainly over the next couple of weeks, guys, as ETF12 and the European scene in general is waking up and stuff is going to get underway. Thanks for watching for tonight, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. And obviously, until next time, which is going to be tomorrow, have a good night.